This is Skin Lecture 4. We're going to finish out some of the accessory structures in the dermis, and this will also help us get ready for the hair lab. There's two parts to hair. First, the hair follicle. The hair follicle is beneath the skin. The hair follicle contains the root, and this is the area where mitosis occurs to make more hair. That's what you commonly know as growing hair. Of course, there's nucleated cells, and these cells have DNA. Also, in one area, there's stem cells to create more hair, more individual hairs, that is. The shaft is the part of the hair that you see. It's located above the root, and I should add above the surface of the skin. What you see above the surface of the skin is dead, and it contains keratin. So hair has a little bit in common with the epidermis, where you have the dead cells that have lost their nuclei that are visible. Let's look at the diagram. See what's labeled hair should be labeled shaft, technically. The follicle beneath the skin. The area that's labeled bulge happens to have stem cells. And finally, the follicle is the entire area. They really should have bracketed it beneath the skin. And what you call the root is the lowest part of the follicle. By the way, sometimes questions come up about baldness. Usually baldness occurs mostly in males, and what happens is testosterone is not produced as much. The testosterone instead may get changed into DHT, and that is a slightly different chemical that has an effect on the follicles, so mitosis stops in certain follicles. There's one other thing that's connected with hair, and that's an odd kind of muscle that's attached to every little hair in certain parts of the body, and it's called the arrector pili muscle. It's attached to the hair around the bulge area of the hair follicle, and when cold temperatures occur, the muscle contracts or shortens, and that has two effects. It can create a goosebump, and it also can make the hair stand up. Of course, this is more pronounced in animals than humans with the fur. We're going to go through two kinds of glands. First of all, connected with hair, again, is sebaceous glands. These are not sweat glands. They're located next to a hair, and they make a substance that comes through a duct or passageway called sebum. Sebum is an oil, so the source of natural oils in your hair is the sebaceous glands. And also, the oil has an antifungal and antibacterial quality to it, so that it is naturally helpful to keep your body healthy. Sebaceous glands are influenced by hormones, particularly puberty hormones, and that's why people in your age bracket seem to have oilier skin, and this may cause acne. Sweat glands. There are actually two kinds of sweat glands. We're not going to break them down into the names, but generally speaking, one kind of sweat gland is found pretty much everywhere on your body. Think of this as the sweat glands that even babies have. The other kind develops during puberty and becomes more active, and that's in the armpit and genital areas. Sweat itself does not smell. Of course, you're going to argue with me, but actually, technically, it is the bacteria that starts multiplying in the sweat that produces the odor.